They made a list. That's my impersonation of false ID. There's a lot of crazy shit going down on the other side of the internet. Evan's here with a video. Before we start, though, apparently there's some people on 4chan and Reddit and stuff like that that are doing a lot of detective work on Niji leakers, and a lot of this shit looked legit to me. But if you want to learn more, join the Discord and then go to the section and check it out for yourself. Anyways, let's talk about Evanito.
I recently got slapped across the face by 8 muscular Japanese women, and much like that ordeal where it really hurt and I got, sidelined and didn't really know what to expect, today I got information that really blew my mind. In fact, that information came in the form of people on the internet creating a list of people who you should no longer support because they are certified Nijisanji haters. And that list, unfortunately, is now removed from the internet, but thankfully, because of the web archive, we still have access to it. And basically it starts off by saying, these are the Twitter handles of those who support Doki and throw stones at Nijisanji Ien and any color, which I think is very ridiculous. But somehow today, ladies and gentlemen, this video is about how I made that list. Now, let's just go through it a little bit and talk about this in general. But they start by saying,
so I actually saw the list and it was long as shit, like legitimately long as hell. There was a lot, and I'm leaning a lot of Twitter handles, which is crazy that they go by Twitter handles. Must be online all the time on
block
Twitter.
A certain person for retweeting revenge stuff on Alira. I don't know how true that is, but whatever the case, that's neither here or there. But then they go into saying here are some drama tubers / clippers / YouTubers and streamers who, again, you should not support because they have been throwing stones at Nijisanji, which we'll get into here in a second. But also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, because if I'm going to throw stones at Nijisanji, I might as well ask you to subscribe while you're at it. Now they start off with Kyo, who they say is a drama tuber, the one who stirs the situation the most, admitted that he hates Nijisanji and is biased.
And the crazy thing is they're bringing up old receipts, right? This was May 11th, 2023. And since then, he's constantly made videos and said that he supports the livers whatsoever. And we all agree that we support the livers and we don't support the company. So I'm confused why you guys are bringing up super old receipts. I think maybe this is just like angry Nijisanji fans. Honestly, it's just angry fans, but you guys aren't directing your anger appropriately, I think.
Now, the funny thing about this says is that the screenshot is of a deleted tweet, which is funny because this tweet by Kyo is not a deleted tweet. In fact, it's still up on his Twitter if you go ahead and search for it, where he says that he hates Nijisanji. It's still there. So there's really no basis in anything that they're saying right off the bat. But you know what? That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Let's continue. They say that Falls ID is a drama tuber and scum of the earth #2. No screenshots involved there. Dreamy True. They said that they don't want to support Nijisanji anymore, which proves my point that this list is already ridiculous, because apparently you saying that you no longer want to support Nijisanji is enough to be thrown on this list. And as you might find later, if you go through the entire list, basically having a profile picture
I just looked past
Doki
it,
or liking tweets that are in, critical about Nijisanji will basically get you thrown on this list. Tectone actively riling up hate after the black box stream that he tweeted. I love how Nijisanji's response was, please respect everyone but Selen, calling any color a crap company and this stream a smear campaign, which again,
that's just his opinion. That's not a smear campaign to publicly come out and say you think a company is bad.
Say what you will about
a smear campaign is constantly talking about the flaws of a company over and over and over again, even if that company in the public looks like a good place. That is a smear campaign.
But at the end of the day, recently, I think he 20v1'd and he somehow got out of that alive when the entire Genshin community was attacking him. But I don't know any information about that fully, so that's not a here nor there. We're talking about VTubers today, all right? And it goes on to saying, Moist Critical, Some Ordinary Gamers, Asmongold, Hero Hey, Coefficient, Evanito, that's me, and Kenji. Now, I don't really care about any of the people in this list. Actually, I'm kidding. I do. I love Coefficient. He's a great guy. But let's focus on me. Because if you do believe
let's hear
I am
your
a
opinion.
certified Nijisanji hater,
I have no idea.
This list seems to point out that I'm throwing stones at Nijisanji. Well, let's start by my tweet on the situation in general, where I said, what list did I make it on? Are you guys stupid? I have said more positive things than negative about them despite everything.
That's
People
wild.
used to call me a sister, which is true.
Which is crazy. So basically, you were an ally of these people, and here they are throwing you under the bus for seemingly no reason. I'm not gonna lie. If they're willing to throw away their biggest supporter, who else are they willing to throw away in this instance? Gotta think about it.
True, by the way, but I always told you guys that I am fair. I am critical about everyone. Even my real close friends get tough love from me.
That's
if you
good.
screw up, I'll call you out the way I expect you to call me out if I am wrong. And that is largely true. In fact, we had Toledo saying seeing you on the list was crazy because have they not seen your other content, or did they just peep Niji screwed up video and go feral? And I don't think that whoever made this list has seen my other content. But you know what? Let me go.
Like, there's so many people's names on this list. There's legitimately no way that they've gone through everybody's content. They have selectively chosen things, even whenever the context is no longer valid, or maybe the criticism was a long time ago. They aren't really doing their research, which goes, I mean, that's really no surprise. Why would you expect the Nijisanji fans to do research when Nijisanji themselves don't do research? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Go ahead and flex for a minute. In fact, we'll start with Mr. Underhill. That has nothing to do with me, except for the fact that I'm literally on his podcast every single Monday, where guess what we do? We talk positively about Nijisanji.
Damn. Even now?
Every Monday.
Every Monday, this guy talks positively about Nijisanji, and he ends up on a list as a Nijisanji hater. No research.
Like literally
No
every
research.
Monday, I'm there positively talking about Nijisanji. But you know what? You're probably saying, hey, that's Mr. Underhill's show. Your opinion is probably affected by Mr. Underhill being there and the fact that you're friends and you don't want him to hate you. So you know what?
Bro, you guys got to be pretty weak-minded to like change your opinion just because you're with your friends.
I'll accept that thought process, but you know what?
I
will
won't.
raise you with a YouTube video that I made saying that I showed a VTuber hater.
I saw this video. This was a good video. Check it out.
The best VTuber
Go watch it. It's a good
clips.
video.
I showed him a ton of different clips from a ton of different VTubers, and this video has 78,000 views. And guess what? Throughout this video, I mostly showed a lot of Nijisanji clips, and he thoroughly enjoyed this video. So I had a follow-up video where I have the wrong tab open apparently, but I had a follow-up video where I made him choose between Hololive and Nijisanji. And guess what? This is just how this video starts, by the way. I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit here so you guys
I just want to say that is absolutely hilarious, especially in hindsight.
understand the gravity of the situation.
This is hilarious.
And he really does not like VTubers, but today I'm going to change that. I'm going to have Brandon choose between the best VTuber agencies in the world, Hololive or Nijisanji.
Age like milk.
And by the end of this video, I'm pretty sure he's gonna love them. Do you know what Hololive is?
Yeah, it's like a big VTuber group out of Japan, right?
Yeah.
The other one, no.
You've never heard of Nijisanji?
No.
Well, it doesn't matter.
My current perception is that very
Favorite. At the end of that video, he chose Nijisanji as his favorite agency.
Which is kind of funny. It's like, bro, you show him two companies in the span of one day. It's like, all right, which one's your favorite?
Next to nothing
It's kind of crazy.
about VTubers, and through all the clips that he watched, he said that Nijisanji's VTubers were his favorite, which guess again, they were also mine. I prefer Nijisanji over Hololive. In fact, I've always preferred Nijisanji over Hololive. But if you don't believe me, look at my videos here on this channel, where one of the first videos is me talking about how Vox followed me on Twitter. And going through my catalog of videos here, I literally just ranked Nijisanji music, where most of my opinions on Nijisanji's music was just very, very positive. And heck, let's look at my main YouTube channel with over 120,000 subscribers, where if we go through my catalog there, it's literally just me reacting to VTuber stuff. But even back then, I mostly had indie VTubers in thumbnails, but I think a lot of the clips were still of Nijisanji VTubers that I quite literally enjoyed. So to sit there and say that I, of all people, am a certified Nijisanji hater, or I throw stones at Nijisanji, well, I mean, that's partially true in the sense that I'm critical of Nijisanji, because at the end,
which you should be. You should be critical of stuff, especially if you enjoy it and it's going downhill, right? Even when I started my personal journey into VTubing, I started with Neurosama, and then I literally watched Pomu Crab Game, and I was like, bro, I absolutely love this shit, right? And then I started my journey with Nijisanji. And then, of course, I eventually got some Hololive, and I'm like, yeah, I watch both. I enjoy both. And then I started watching the news, and I started learning about receipts on both ends, right? The Kiryu Coco incident, on top of Nijisanji's, just like how they even started by launching a shit ton of VTubers with no management. And even those VTubers were having problems. And I'm like, as a businessman, in the long run, I don't see this working out. And then now it's like everything is catching up, which is pretty much what I expected. I just didn't expect it to blow up the way it did, right? Not everybody that watches these VTubers are, 1, young, 2, dumb, or 3, doesn't understand business, right? I get a grasp of the entire VTubing sphere, and I selectively look at each one. Like, I have a whole channel, like, just looking at it. I don't watch it on my free time, right? But I know the history. The history is what's really important when it comes to almost anything. If you don't know the history, you're doomed to repeat it. And I haven't seen anything to show me that Nijisanji is willing to, 1, improve their image the right way, or 2, take responsibility for their actions. And watching the fans legitimately just try and say, hey, these people don't deserve support, and you put legitimately one of your biggest supporters on there of the company and the brand, you put them on the list because you don't understand criticism, or you don't really know Evan Nito, right? If, like, he shows his receipts every Monday, he's talking positively about a company that gets no positive press, which is probably why nobody saw him talk positively about Nijisanji, right? Like, how can people watch it if everybody's seeing the negative shit? I think it's a shame. I think it's disrespectful, honestly. Like, if I was Evan Nito, bro, I'd be so upset, right? I'd feel betrayed. I'd feel backstabbed. I don't know how he feels about the situation, but I wouldn't be taking it lightly, especially if it's like, yo, I did all this for the company. I've said all this positive press for the company, and here are other people in the fan base saying that I am a hater. Like, that's questioning like your whole brand. Like, besides like your standpoint on the situation, right? His personal standpoint, it's like his whole brand was like starting. I guess I don't know his history. I don't know Evan Nito's history, but from what I've watched, like, yeah, his old stuff is like, yo, Nijisanji. Like, he started his brand off that. It's kind of disrespectful.
Today, I think you can like something and be completely critical of it.
Of course.
In fact, don't take my word for it. Take the document maker's word for it, because they said in the same document that Rikami, is a supporter of Doki, and they said, I think it's fine. You can support them both without harassing and stirring the hate. What did they mean by that? Why is he on?
It seems like literally this is it's a very personal note for just Rikami. By the way, it's not for everybody else. It's literally for this person specifically.
On this list,
because they would, if this was for everybody, then this section would literally be on every single person that they think is a Nijisanji supporter, or they will tweak it. So be like, yo, Evan Nito is a supporter, but I don't like his word, whatever. Like, or they will put that in the entire heading. Like, hey, I think it's fine, blah, 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 right?
If you think that it's fine for them to support Doki and they're not stirring up hate, that's everything that I've always done. Yet still,
Yeah, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You a victim right now.
you put me on your list.
You're a victim.
Of people to, no longer potentially support.
Yeah,
that's
fucked.
a little absurd and a little ridiculous. But you know what? That's fine.
Man, you just gonna roll over and take it? That's crazy.
At the end of the day, I think that it's fair for a person to go ahead, look at Nijisanji, see what they did, and be like, hey, that's kind of not cool, because that's always what I've done. And that is what I plan on continuing to do into the foreseeable future. In fact, I'm so critical about Nijisanji, even the company that, I do still like a lot of talents of at the end of the day, that I'm able to make fun of them for the stupidity that they do. Because I went ahead and I did an entire charity stream where I've raised $750 for the American Heart Association so far. And throughout that stream, I mimicked the CEO's apology video and I barked for charity. Now, I don't really need to get into it a little bit too much, but yeah, at the end of the day, guys, I am critical about Nijisanji. It's okay to be critical about Nijisanji. And you know what? I think that it's fair to say that if you don't like what I say about Nijisanji, go ahead, unfollow me, unsubscribe, do whatever you feel is necessary for you. But at the end of the day, I will always be critical about people who mess up, the same way I hope that you guys are maybe critical, like you have been in the comments, about things that I am wrong about. And that's okay.
That's legitimately okay. It's legitimately okay to voice your opinions and stuff like that. As long as they don't go into personal attacks, I think that's always fine.
That's just the energy and the vibe that I want here, right? I want you guys to not harass people, first of all. But I want you to, hey, speak your truth, but also...
And you need to understand that sometimes your truth is absolutely wrong. So just be aware of that.
Oh, point out when what I say might not be true or just completely inaccurate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a news guy. I'm not a drama tuber. I just speak my opinions. That's the point of these videos. Subscribe to the channel, like I said at the start here. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. I really haven't even talked about Nijisanji for a few days now, but I decided.
Yeah, bro, you're not saying how good they are. That's probably why they made this damn this hit list and put you on it, bro. You need to be on here every day. Just be like, yeah, man, Nijisanji's the best.
To make this video because
Farm
I thought
them
it was
likes,
really
brother.
stupid of whoever made it. And in fact, like I said, it was so stupid.
Yeah, and then the crazy part is they unironically they make the fan base and the company look worse. Like them making this list legitimately made Nijisanji look worse. This was like another Nijisanji L because of them. Crazy how that works, ain't it?
The original listing got removed from
Crazy.
the internet. So, thank you, Web Archive, for saving this list for me.
Crazy.
And showcasing a lot of really interesting points here. So we'll see you guys.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.